Here are 5 common things that avoidants will say and what the true meaning behind them really is. Number 1, I'm not good at relationships, or something along the lines of, I'm just really bad at relationships. Translation, I'm going to hurt you, but I don't want to be accountable for it. Because what I'm doing is a preemptive strike. I know that I'm going to hurt you. I have a pattern and a history of hurting people that love me. But I also don't like to be accountable for things I do. I avoid that. I have a deep wound of shame. So, down the road, when I inevitably break your heart, I can say, well, I warned you. See, I told you I'm not good at relationships. I told you that you were inevitably going to get hurt, but you chose to stick around. You stayed anyway. So now it's your responsibility for staying because I did the noble thing and I told you. They get to escape accountability. See, it's not their fault. You knew and you chose to stay. They have a deep wound of shame that stems from that consistent childhood emotional neglect that they experienced. And that shame is that feeling of, I'm defective, I'm not lovable, I'm worthless. That's why accountability is so hard for them. Because in their mind, taking accountability for any wrongdoing or mistakes is the emotional equivalent of confirming their own perceived defectiveness. I did this wrong because I'm defective. Too painful. So anything they can do to alleviate that accountability, they will do, including the preemptive strike. See, you knew and you chose to stay. Number 2, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. Translation, I'm ready for romantic validation. I'm ready for a surface level relationship that doesn't involve any emotional intimacy, any accountability, any kind of commitment, any expectations, or any kind of conflict. I'm ready to get validated at a surface level. But once things progress to where things are expected of me and emotional needs are not getting met and there's any kind of depth to it, well, then I'm out because I'm not ready for something real. I'm just ready for something surface level. That's why you'll often hear those words, but then see them immediately out on a dating app or in a new relationship. It's not that they're not ready to hook up with somebody. They're just not ready for anything meaningful that requires them to actually give of themselves. Number 3, nobody's ever made me feel this way before. This is really common to hear early in dating from an avoidant, especially a dismissive avoidant. This means that they are riding the dopamine high of infatuation early on in the relationship. Dopamine is the reward hormone. Now, due to that consistent childhood emotional neglect, most dismissive avoidants don't know the difference between love and infatuation. Healthy love was never shown to them. So all they really know is this rush of dopamine that makes them feel infatuated, and they're really focused on how you are making them feel. Hear that? Nobody has ever made me feel this way before. See, it's all about them. They are completely emotionally unavailable. And one of the core components of emotional availability is the ability and the willingness to empathize with the other person, to share their emotions, the whole thought process of how do my actions impact them. But they're not focused on that. They're focused on how you make them feel. And that has been their focus and will continue to be their focus until they heal. But that just means that they're focused on what you're doing for them, and they are riding that dopamine rush early on because they feel great and their insecurities haven't been triggered yet. Number 4, you deserve someone better. You deserve better than me. Translation, I'm going to hurt you. It's inevitable. But I want to be portrayed as a good guy or gal because I don't want to be accountable for hurting you. So by saying this, down the road when I inevitably hurt you, I can say, I told you that you deserve better. I knew that you deserve better. So it's a bit of a sleight of hand. See, they're telling you this so they can come across as the noble one, self-sacrificing. I told you you deserve better. I did care. I was looking out for you. That way, they get to escape the accountability for the inevitable heartache and pain that they're causing you. It sounds like they're self-deprecating, but what they're really doing is they are preparing themselves to escape accountability down the road because they know their pattern, at least to some degree. There's not a depth of self-awareness, but they do know that they have a habit of hurting people that deeply care about them. So it's a preemptive strike to escape accountability. Number 5, I can't give you what you need. Translation, I know that you need a real relationship with emotional depth, emotional intimacy. I know that you have normal expectations. I know that you're looking for somebody who communicates. I know that you're looking for somebody who takes accountability. I'm not any of those things, nor do I want to be any of those things, because being those things would mean I'd have to self-reflect, face my inner shame, heal, and grow. That's the opposite of what I do. I avoid. I suppress emotions. I escape accountability. I'm aware that what you're looking for really isn't anything astronomical, but I'm not really willing to give the effort required to meet your needs. I recognize that you have needs. I understand what those are. I'm just not willing to meet them because that means too much effort, too much giving of myself, too much self-reflection. And I'm triggered right now. So by saying I can't give you what you need, I get, again, fall on my sword. See, I'm the noble one. I recognize you have these needs, and poor me, I'm just not good enough to meet them. So I'm doing you a favor by cutting you loose. In reality, they're triggered. The dopamine rush is worn off. Their insecurities have come to the surface, fears around intimacy, conflict, expectations, things along those lines. They don't want to be accountable for it. So they want to seem like they are the good person by recognizing that you have these needs and they just can't deliver. So they're doing the noble thing by exiting, not acknowledging that what they're doing is shattering your heart, and not acknowledging that they were able to meet your needs early on because they do have the ability, but they're just choosing not to. In summary, if you look at all these statements from them, it circles back to one thing: lack of accountability, lack of growth. And in most cases, they do have at least a surface level awareness of their lack of capacity for intimacy in relationships. They do want the validation from you. They do want the benefits from you. But when it requires them to actually show up, meaning look within, because that's required to show up for a partner in a relationship, they set themselves up to exit without taking accountability. Right from the start, it is set up for them to exit while still looking like the good guy or good girl, because escaping accountability means escaping that wound of shame, not having to confront their own perceived inner defectiveness, and really not being held accountable by anybody. It's another way of avoiding, but it's not your fault. It's a reflection of them, not you.